Hi everyone, it's Natalie here, and today I'm going to be talking about how to make your nutrition business stand out online. One of the biggest things I always hear from people is that they're worried that it seems like everybody and their brother is trying to go after the exact same clients they are, and they want to know, how do I attract clients on a consistent basis and actually stand out so that people recognize me and want to work with me? So I'm going to be talking about my step-by-step process on how to do that, and this is something you definitely want to stick around to the end for, because it's something I teach in my Grow Your Impact program. So it's going to be something new that I've never shared before. Before we get started today, I am excited to announce that the Grow Your Impact program is currently open for enrollment, and I do have a couple spots in my calendar where I can actually do a one-to-one consult with you to see if the Grow Your Impact program would be a good fit for you. If that's something you're interested in, be sure to stick around to the end for the full announcement on that. So for today, the number one point that I want to talk about first is to actually have a niche. Now, I know you've probably heard of this before, but I am going to hammer it in again today. And know that having a niche does not mean that you want to help people get healthy. That's everybody, all right? Or that people feel frustrated with their nutrition, or maybe they don't know how to decipher all the confusing nutrition information out there. You could apply that to anybody. And the problem with that is when we try to go after everybody, we go after no one. And if you want my more in-depth actual training for how to do this and why I say picking a niche is so important for attracting clients and ideal clients that you want to work with, then be sure to go below in the description, and I'm going to link my how to pick a niche video for you. So we want to be clear immediately, meaning if someone comes and visits your website, if they visit your Instagram profile, if they see your profile on Facebook, whatever it may be, they need to immediately connect or reject you, meaning that you shouldn't be appealing to everyone. And if you are appealing to everyone, that's when you're going to run into a lot of problems with trying to actually attract the type of clients you want to work with. A great example of this is one of my clients, Julianne. She actually works with a lot of outdoor active women, meaning women who are in active sports that are outside, right? And so immediately when someone comes across her profile, they connect with her, or let's say if they are, not into outdoorsy things, they're going to immediately be like, this is not the lady for me, okay? And that's fine. You want someone to immediately connect or reject you. You can see this as well as on my own profile. I want to work with a specific type of people. I want to work with nutrition experts, right? So immediately when you come across my profile, you know, oh, this is what Natalie does. This is what she helps people do. And if that's not for you, great, then this is not somebody you should follow. And that's a good thing, okay? That's something you want. Another excellent point that I want to discuss is that niche saturation isn't really a thing. So a lot of people think to themselves either one of two things, meaning one, they are worried about going into a niche because they think there's too many people in it. Like I'm worried about going into intuitive eating because maybe there's too many people in intuitive eating. So it kind of holds them back from going into a field that they want to go into. Or they do the opposite, where they think, oh, I think everybody just wants weight loss. And so they just decide to go into weight loss because they think all the money is in weight loss. And that's not the case at all. So part of doing really good niche research that's going to help you stand out online is really truly knowing what people want. And so keyword want. So sometimes you can pick a niche and you think, oh, these people need this. But sometimes they don't want that. Maybe they want a different solution. So you need to kind of go along the line of need and want, right? And do proper niche research, because honestly, you can make money in any niche. And so if your sole thing is, I'm worried I won't get enough clients in this, don't let that hold you back. Really, as long as you do good research and you find that there's a market need and want for that, you're going to be great. And so you just want to really hone in, niche down, and pick something that is a market need and that you're super passionate about as well. Another concept that you want to think about is, what is your brand? And so I don't want you to think of branding too much in the sense of, what kind of fonts am I going to use? What kind of colors am I going to use? Am I going to redo my website so it looks more professional or pretty? I don't want you to think about that. Instead, I want you to think about what type of energy are you putting out there to attract the type of ideal clients that you want to work with. So you really, really want to think about who your ideal client wants to be. And you are, because the world we live in, the online world and online business, is very social. And so we are kind of the idealized version of the type of person your ideal client wants to be. So with that said, you want to think about, hey, let's say my ideal client wants to feel like a badass. You should be putting out some major badass energy and vibes out there with your presentation online, on your website, on how you present yourself in video, how you have your pictures done on, like, say, Facebook or Instagram, and as well as how you write and how you speak to your audience should also project that. A great example of this is actually one of my clients, Una. So I'm going to show you that. So Una works with a couple of different people. She works with very ambitious people, people who are professionals, people who want to really reach the peak of whatever kind of field they're in and what they're pursuing. But she helps them with stress and anxiety and managing that better. And so one of the type of energies that she really puts out on her profile is having a more zen energy. And she finds that because of that, along with what she has in her bio and what she writes on her profile, that she has those type of ideal clients reach out to her even though her following is small. So this is very, very powerful when used correctly. Now, let's say you're more of an introvert. I know a lot of extroverts feel more comfortable on camera, but let's say you're an introvert and the idea of having to put yourself out there on video, on like Instagram stories or Facebook Lives or anything like that feels crazy daunting. Or maybe you do it, but it feels so unnatural to you. I want you to think about an amplified version of your personality. You don't have to change who you are, but you do need to amplify the type of energy that you normally project. So think about how you would talk with your closest friends. Let's say, maybe you're more quirky. Be extra quirky, and it'll probably come across as more natural. Because one of the biggest things that I see happen to people sometimes is they seem kind of dry, or it's just kind of deadpan with your face, and it feels very kind of just, not ideal to watch. You're not connecting with the person. You want your ideal clients to connect with you. So think of an amplified version of yourself and try to really lay it on thick. And I guarantee when you do that, it'll come across as natural, even though if it doesn't feel natural while you're doing it. It'll come more natural in the actual video itself. Another point about branding that I wanted to share is that it's okay to share different parts of yourself as well that aren't immediately related to your niche. So, let's take me for instance. I actually live on a 30-acre farm, okay? Not all of my clients live on farms. Some of them live in cities, right? But this is something that's kind of unique about me, and it is something I share. So sometimes I share videos of my cows, of life on the farm here, and different things like that. Now, you don't want to do this all the time, because really, as a nutrition entrepreneur, you want to be serving your clients through your content that you put out. But you do want to do it occasionally. It shows that you're an actual person, right? And then again, people can connect with you. And don't worry about your life being boring. This was a big thing for me, honestly, because I was like, what do I do in my everyday life? It's pretty dang boring. I go on hikes, right? Maybe I go ride my bike. I sometimes bake cookies. Okay, but it's kind of to me, it seems boring, but a lot of times it really seems more interesting than you think. And so share your life, even if it feels boring to you as well. The third aspect that I wanted to talk about is to actually speak authentically to your niche's problems, fears, and desires. So a lot of times what we do whenever we write something, whether it's for social media or it's for our website, we have a tendency to speak very dryly or write very dryly because we're used to writing in an academic sense, which is much more formal rather than conversational. And when you read things that are 100% grammatically correct, it actually sounds awkward in your head because a lot of the ways that we use language now is not grammatically correct at all. And on top of that, it seems very dry. It doesn't seem like you have a personality. And again, we want to connect with people. So this was very hard for me initially. I actually, back when I was in university, took like advanced grammar theory classes. Just because I like the professor. But the whole point is I know a whole lot about grammar. Do I use grammar correctly all the time? 100% no. In fact, a lot of times I don't at all. I try to write very conversationally, how I would speak. I oftentimes have things completely incorrect grammatically, but that doesn't matter because it gives kind of a flavor and a life to my writing. It's why I get emails and text messages and direct messages on social media from people saying, oh, I connected so much with this post. And it's because I've added some flavor, right? And I know my niches, problems, fears, and desires very well, and I know how to express it in their language, not my language, which is crucial. So where do you get this type of information? You should get it from researching other social media platforms, going on YouTube, looking at videos, and then look in the comment section because that's your niche, not usually the person talking. And also sales calls, right? When you have calls with potential clients, or even you have actual calls with your clients themselves, this is a great time for niche research and understanding what your ideal client wants and how to correctly speak to them in their own language. So I hope this video helps you. If it did, be sure to like the video, comment below what you would like me to talk about next, and subscribe and hit that notification bell because every single Friday I put new videos out just like this one, right? So in regards to the free one-to-one consult, this is for people who are really looking to step up and take their business to the next level. And they're looking for a roadmap because they want to get there quickly and efficiently rather than having to do all this crazy trial and error that makes you feel like you're just throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping something sticks. So if that's you and you're really looking to make progress rapidly and you want to start getting clients quickly, right, and build up your online nutrition business to 6 figures a year and beyond, then be sure to go to the link below in the description and schedule a call with me where we can discuss to see if Grow Your Impact is a good fit for you. All right, everybody, I'll see you next Friday.